in the world of the Avalon Knights Academy, where the teams of Too Many Warlocks and the Mercenaries of Mischief operate. There is a land of Egneh where a single student came to be the first ever student of the new Avalon Knights Academy. But that student has disappeared, now believed dead. And so it is up to the headmistress of the academy and her new
And
scribe.
because he's my bitch.
Oh my god, I hate this already.
To journey to Egneh and meet with Darren McLaren, the barbarian baron.
Who used to be a bear.
Well, no, he is a baron now. He used to be a barbarian.
What?
He settled down to become a baron.
That's so Darren.
I want this to be over now.
Yep. You did this.
You didn't know that I was going to do this for this entire session.
No, I know. God
Also,
damn it.
for the record, I agreed to go on this trip because I was asked if I wanted to be more involved in the school itself. I don't know. But yes, no, I'm probably bugging you as soon as you mentioned going. I'm like, so by the way, about those moon trials, because I want to take time to tick.
Well, the two of you are traveling on a simple cart, what with the regular Avalon Knights Academy, the luscious cart that the warlocks usually travel in, being in disrepair. You have a normal cart, and you can either have Snappy or Bowling Ball pulling it, or a regular horse.
Snappy pulling this cart.
Okay, Snappy is pulling
Bowling
the cart.
Ball's too slow. I want to get before I die.
Okay, that's fair. But you can still see the keep. You're like 4 feet outside.
Yeah, it's been hours, right?
I was just going to say take the freaking gargoyles, but I guess I'll at least take mine and have it perched on the roof for all intents and purposes.
It's like in the back with a canvas over it.
Yeah.
They don't need to know.
Yeah. I need this as a quick escape.
Yeah, I know. She didn't really give me any guidelines. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Fine.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Good talk. glad we're doing this. Glad this is in your hands.
Look, we'll work it out. It's fine. I've got years. You're the one with the time limit, so I don't.
Look, this is the first step. I mean, I guess you're the one to tell this to, but like, this is the first step in like removing like my, humanity. This is the first on the checklist. Never have to sleep. There you go. Then eventually I'll never have to breathe again. And then eventually I'll probably just be undead. So we'll get there one day. But
right. Well, when you become undead, that's when I smite you. I just want you to know.
But see, you don't have to. And that's the important part, is that you can.
I can.
I mean, yeah. And if there be a reason to, I would say you should.
Like, if you start doing some evil shit, we're gonna have a fucking problem.
If I start doing evil shit, I'm gonna have a fucking problem.
No, you're not, because you're gonna be the one fucking doing it.
Listen, I as smart as I am, because I'm smart, I'm not an evil
but okay.
mastermind. And if I were, why would I be telling you my plans if I intended to? Why would I be telling a cleric of all people that I'm gonna become?
Because you're trying to lull me into a false sense of security.
I mean, admittedly, if that would be a good way to do it, but
I'm saying,
but I'm not, and that's all I can say. So I know, don't smite me.
Did you bring the official letterhead like I asked you to?
Why would I leave without the official letterhead? The documents are all we have. By the way, I still have all the documents for signing up to get us part of the Candlekeep program, but I guess that can come at a later time.
I am fine with that. I don't know if everyone else is on board, but I'm the headmistress, really, so they can kind of fuck off.
Wow, okay. I'm glad this is where we're at. But yes, I would be happy. Well, I guess that's what I wanted to talk to you about because I would love to head up our Candlekeep department specifically for our I guess we'd be like a satellite campus to their college. I don't know how that works.
So you're just gonna abandon us here?
No, it's students that are what we're doing is essentially we give classes that's like people who are attending Candlekeep can use as credit. Essentially, we're like binding and saying our credits are good here. Like, so if you are going here and you need a class we offer, but they don't, or vice versa, you can like.
Yeah, it's just a transfer agreement.
Yeah, the packet is like if you want to take wizardry, but you want a minor in adventuring, you can take some courses at Avalon Knights to get your adventuring credits because they don't teach that at Canonically.
You can do like a summer abroad.
Yeah, right.
If abroad was like a little bit north.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with you're the one that, as far as I'm aware, you're the only one that has any like actual accreditation as far as the school is concerned. So that's why I'm coming to you asking about it, because I would like to, in documentation, eventually be a part of all that.
I mean, she'll kind of look over everything, and if everything looks on the up and up, she'll probably just sign it.
All right.
That's just the Candlekeep agreement. So yeah, I guess we'll submit that to them then. Yay.
Yay.
I don't know if
Darius.
Do we know he died? Like, my undead cleaned up the battlefield, but I didn't. I mean, we looked and I didn't see him.
I don't know.
I
know a lot of other people died.
I think it'd be better to say we don't know. Because we don't. That's the truth. I feel like it's worse to say we know for a fact that your child died in our arms.
Imagine you're a parent and you're called to the school and they say, we don't know where your child is.
Yeah, but is that better than saying your child is definitely dead?
But that's the truth. Like, we don't.
Yeah, like, it's a college. We're not that liable. And I don't think he was signed up yet. Like,
It's the principle of the thing.
You're the principal of the thing, so it's all going to come down on you. Until I get signed into this, I have no leg in this race, except if you die, then I guess I'd be able to go to the office and be like, hey, by the way, I heard you need a new head purse. But I don't want that because I like you and you're my friend. So, I noticed that distinct change. I'm just being frank with you. Like,
under her breath, she's like, never gonna get the fucking aspect of the moon.
Wow, okay. Whoops, the letterhead flew out the window.
So did Penn, following it right after.
Get that letterhead.
I can't let that letterhead out the window, actually, because then somebody would have our letter.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like the rest of this ride is in stony silence. One long cart ride later.
You arrive at the town of Egneh. So Egneh resides along the edge of the desert. It's kind of a caravan stop. It's not a very large town, but it's not like a Tribor or anything like that. It's still kind of bustling because it has so many people passing through, so there's quite a bit of business there.
I don't know what Tribor is, so
that's okay. You weren't here for the
early. Tribor. Long live Zavel.
Fuck Tribor.
And there is a place for you to park your dinosaur cart.
Did it take us like longer than it normally would with a horse taking this, or was it about the same?
It was a little bit faster because, Snappy has those long legs.
She's a racing dino.
What? I never got that story. I just know y'all were gone and you came back with too much money, although that's not really a thing, but either way.
Wait, hold on. At a certain, like, if this comes up, Gilbetta's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You have not heard the story of when I was a grand victor of the dinosaur races.
Oh, God.
I raced that dinosaur to victory. It was amazing.
Okay. I pushed a Warforged off of a cart.
That sounds remarkably less impressive.
Do you know my strength? And I kind of, it was hard, but I did it. And he fell, and he was an asshole, by the way.
That still seems less impressive.
Oh, okay, well.
It's fine.
Just getting savaged over and over again. All right. So, how do you want to proceed?
What's here? In
Egneh, there's a number of different inns. There's also a couple places that do secure storage for merchant travelers moving through. Also, people that do a lot of commodities, a lot of buying and selling. There's a lot of storehouses. And then there's also a couple shops.
Okay.
There's an inn, and there is a large house.
One? There's one.
There's just
house.
one big house.
just the single one. One that stands out as larger than all the rest.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder.
Do you want to do some Egneh shopping?
What? I don't know what Egneh has to offer.
Well, I think it's time we find out.
As she's walking, I'm just like, also, by the way, has there ever been a formal conversation about how everybody gets paid? Because, like, I know we get a portion of what we bring in, but, like, you know, we do a lot of jobs that are just for the good of everything. Like,
keep going down the necromancy path you're on, and you'll get paid in stab wounds, friend.
Wow, okay. You and I need to have a serious conversation on this trip. I'm going to change your mind about necromancy, my friend.
I highly doubt it.
At least a little bit.
All right, let's go shopping.
Fine. Maybe they have an undead hand.
To match your other undead hand?
Maybe he wants a partner. I don't know. I would never replace you, Handy. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. I hate it.
He's gotten a lot better. Trust me.
All right. I'm going into a shop.
Okay.
I just want to see what they got.
All right. It's kind of a general store. It has a wide variety of items. They get all kinds of things passing through this place. And so you get the impression that this guy just kind of like checks out the caravans whenever they come through and purchases anything he thinks he'll be able to resell.
Are you looking for anything specifically, or did you just want to come peruse?
I kind of want to peruse, and I kind of want to see, is there anybody around that looks like they could do like special order type stuff?
Well, the gentleman who runs it is a fellow by the name of Perkins.
Okay.
The place is called Perkins Odds and Ends.
Okay.
And you might be able to ask him.
Hello, good sir.
Oh, hello. Ooh, that's a very nice looking mace you have there. Would you be willing to trade?
No.
Okay.
This is
I'm a little disappointed, but go on.
This is very important to me. I was over curious. I have this, and she pulls out her net, and she says, "I was wondering if you could further weaponize this in any way."
A weaponized net. the scorpion folks in the desert. They use something similar in their marauding. And he goes and roots through some things. And he pulls out a net. And at first it looks like this, basically kind of like, you know how when you strip and dry thin strands of bark and then you kind of weave it into a rope? It looks like that kind of a rope net. But if you look closer at it, you can see that anywhere the fibers compress, it's actually inlaid with iron thorns. He says, yes, this is particularly terrible. What they do is they bathe it in a cauldron of poison before throwing it on their targets.
Why, that's amazing.
It's really quite
And she
terrible.
says, isn't it? And like squeezes Penn's shoulder. Like, don't forget you're my bitch.
You can hear me in your head, and only in your head, and I'm just like, I don't have to say anything.
And Penn, you're familiar with these creatures because when you went to the library with Redan, you saw 2 of them dead.
Did they? But did they have anything?
They didn't have any nets with them.
Look, if you saw the things that make these, they're horrible. Ask Redan. It just,
So are the undead, yet you fancy them so much.
Oh, wow. Such sharp words.
That's my girlfriend. Don't get us confused.
Oh my God, I'm going to go stand and look at something else. I just go look. I just turn my head. I'm like, sir, do you have any books or, necromancy things in here?
Oh, absolutely we do.
I'm really shocked, I'm not gonna lie.
All kinds of things come through. Marauders find things in the deserts, and traders looking for new lands come through when they want to go through the other side. And I pick up a little bit of this or that. So there's all manner of things around here.
Can you just direct me to the dark whatever
Necromancy,
section you've
aisle
got?
7. It's just a dark hallway with like a blinking light.
Aisle 6. That's right.
And I'm off. I'm gonna go find that eye.
You're all over it.
I'm just gonna be like, all right, Handy, go find something good and put them on a shelf.
Gilbetta is gonna follow him because she wants to keep an eye on this situation that's happening right now.
You don't want me loose on an aisle just full of necromancy shit?
No, I do not want you set loose on that.
So, Handy, if you set him loose in there, he begins crawling all over the place. He's rooting through various items. There's bizarre creatures preserved in jars. There's all manner of bizarre necromantic items, shrunken and dried out, husks that look like they were a hand at some point, but they've been fashioned into a wand, and shrunken heads all over, some bones woven into a necklace.
This is all so cool.
And then there's what appears to be a skeleton, but it's hunched over in like a fetal position, clutching this box with its chin resting on it and its knees brought up close, like it's completely surrounding it.
Is it like a full-size skeleton, or is it just like a little?
It's a little skeleton. If you had to guess, it looks like it's the skeleton of some kind of goblinoid or some small creature.
And this is what Handy brings me?
This is what Handy stops at.
And as we're looking, I want to be commenting on everything to Gilbetta. Since she came, you asked for that. It's like the shrunken heads. I'm like, see, this is a bit grotesque. It's not really to my taste. I like bones, and I like, Handy is an exception of rotting flesh that I have an affinity for, but in general, I prefer them to be stripped clean because, less. Would we know about bacteria? Less.
I believe at this point
on.
It is thought that diseases are caused by poisonous miasma or perhaps the demons.
Well, they get less goo everywhere, so but this is so fascinating. It's so pretty. Like, look at it. It's just like a kid in a candy shop. It's so innocent and pure. These are the words we're using. And so, but then we see this, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm just gonna be like, what? I guess I'll talk to Handy. I'm just gonna be like, you tell me. You're the one that's feeling it up. What's going on here?
Handy crawls all over it, and then he finally goes up between the knees of the thing and like puts his hand on the box it's holding and taps the box a few times.
We got to open the box.
And then he like rests on top of it and he does this.
Look. We got to open the box. Look at it. Do you want to open the box? I'll let you open it if you want. I will give you this honor of opening this, God only knows what it could be, necrotic box. It's truly a rare opportunity.
What's the box made of?
The box is made out of, it looks like an obsidian, but it doesn't have the same consistency. It's rough. It's almost like a granite, but it's pitch black.
Gilbetta's like, and she's gonna cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay.
First.
All right. There's all kinds of evil things
I
in
imagine
here,
there is,
and there's all kinds of good things in here.
The whole thing just lights up.
The item itself is not evil, but you cannot get a read on anything inside the box.
Well, then I'm gonna cast Detect Magic on the box.
All right. The box contains conjuration magic.
And I see her doing these spells, and I'm like, you do realize that box is most likely warded so that people, when there's a thick rock box around something, it's usually to keep the magic in or out.
It's got conjuration magic on it.
Would that be to make it appear? Or I guess that would probably keep you from looking in it. So, yay. So you know what you can do to look at it, though, is we can open
it. Is it something that looks like, are there any do not touch signs anywhere in the shop?
Perkins kind of leads, if you open it, you buy it. I'm just saying.
How much is this skeleton box?
That skeleton box, he is a very rare piece. He's 200 gold pieces. I've never found a way to open the box.
Well, now what you've done, Perkins, is you've presented my friend here with a mystery, and that now we really can't.
I'm a very good salesman.
Yeah, but see, here's the issue, sir. I happen to be. Are you ready for this? Okay. I happen to be an expertise in the field of all things necrotic, and my friend here, and I have Handy just resting on it, and I'm like, he has informed me of several flaws. This skeleton, look, there's several nicks. It's not even, the most I could give you is 100. You can't even open it. It may take me a millennia, if that, and it could be a curse. So really,
it could be just an empty box.
It could just be an empty box made by a necromancer.
Open it. I owe you one magical item. It's just a note inside.
But it's 20,000 years later, so Perkins is dead.
So look, I'll tell you this. It's really not even necessarily worth 50 gold in its current state. However, I'll give you 100 gold for it. And you toss in the hand wand.
Son, you're going to have to make a persuasion check on that.
All right, that's fair.
Perkins says that.
Wow.
Roll some dice.
Perkins, you got some kind of fourth wall breaking-ness.
Ooh.
No. Where's Lilith with her unreasonable +10 to charisma, by the way?
And Gilbetta's like, okay, sir, look, with the hand, wand, whatever, it's so fucking weird. And 115 is as high as we're gonna go.
With the hand wand?
I don't even know.
I don't know what it does either, but I want it.
It looks neat, and I want it.
At the least, we have a back scratch.
You just know he's got like a barrel of them in the back, and they're just sticking out. Says the skeleton's a pretty rare item. If you consider trading that intriguing hand of yours,
and
I'd be willing to give you.
God.
My boy.
And I'm sure Handy's just like.
You have triggered the parental clause. You have triggered the parental clause.
Unless you want to do a persuasion check on that offer of 115, Gilbetta.
Fuck it, why not? Oh,
yeah,
well.
We're walking away with a hand.
All right, you can have it for 115 in the hand wand.
God damn it!
Woo! And I'm just running her out the door with it.
Pay him! I'm not paying for this shit.
So about that.
Are you fucking? Are you fucking kidding me?
You guys have all the money, and I.
Do you know why I have money? Because I've earned it. Mostly in a dinosaur race.
I had to listen to the dinosaur race story, and it was very good, by the way.
Do not try to flatter me. That does not work on me. I'm not Kashano.
Listen, to be fair, I'll what I don't know how I can be. I'm already indebted to you, so I don't know if I can be more indebted to you. Regardless, you at least have money. I don't. I can give you money, or I can give you one of these, and I pull out what I've been making in my spare time back at the keep, which are gems with eyeballs in them.
That's horrifying.
They're for a spell. And
why do you have that?
Are you asking me, or is Perkins asking?
I just feel like that's a question that should be asked.
Again, if depending, I'm just like, they're for a spell. It's a necromancy spell I recently learned. It's to protect me from angels and stuff, because they're not. Guy's got enough.
I assume, like, as Penn has like run out with the skeleton, Gilbetta's left there with the check. Like,
well, I imagine after you told him he had to pay for it, he came in, and it's like when you tell a kid he can't have his toy yet that he picked out at the toy store, and he's just like head down, he's dragging it beside him.
And Gilbetta just like puts the 150 on the table, and she's like, "You'll have to excuse my brother here. He's a little excited."
That's my sister, apparently. I mean,
always. It's a weird family.
It is a weird family.
We're adopted.
We are. And we're so poor, half of us.
I'm flush. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the other half.
I'm doing great.
I'm flush.
Doing just fine.
So pay for his fucking thing.
All right.
I love it. I don't even know what this hand thing does.
We're gonna find out.
And I want the net. How much is the net?
The net? Yeah. I'll give you the net for 15 gold pieces.
Yeah, whatever. Fine.
Oh, wait. Am I in here with this? Because I've got an idea.
No.
Okay, fine.
No
fiddle game.
No fiddle game. We're not doing that.
I got a couple vials of that poison too, if you want it.
I can make you poison. Fuck him. I mean,
Don't you try to upsell me on poison. I know your game.
I literally take my snake staff and bang it into the ground, and my cobra comes out, and I'm like, I literally have poison.
And Gilbetta's never seen that before, so she is like, what the fuck is that?
It's a snake. His name's Atkinson.
I will give you 600 gold pieces for the staff.
As tempted as I am, because it was owned by kind of an asshole, but he's my asshole, so no, this is mine. And I shake it back and put it back in whatever I'm using to keep all these stabs in, because I'm up to 3 now.
I just picture them picking up like all directions.
How would I go through doors?
It's sideways.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh God! Hey, look,
like a crab.
If he keeps giving them to me, I'll walk through doors however he wants. Look,
and
I have.
Gilbetta at this point just like leads Penn out. She gives him the money for the net, takes the net.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, love you. Sorry, I said fuck you.
What is wrong with you?
I have so many emotions at any given time.
Clearly.
It's a lack of impulse control, really.
Okay, so first of all, what does this thing do?
What are we
the
pointing
hand.
at?
What the fuck is that?
Let me get out my readers, and I pull out my glasses of identification.
My God.
Okay, so, and I look, I guess, at both the stick hand, the hand wand, and the please tell me it shoots other hands. and now it does. But and I guess I look at that.
God damn it.
I need a fucking minute.
God damn it.
This hand is a wand of haunting Mark.
Who's Mark? If we find a guy named Mark and he's an asshole, we have the perfect thing now.
I don't.
Basically, you can use this wand to make someone haunted.
Like forever, or like for a minute?
For a while, until they can save out of it.
Oh my God. Does it have charges? Is it just like a once a day?
It does have charges, and I will give you all the details on how to run and operate it at a later date next season.
Perfect.
Because you're not going to use it in this role play scenario.
You know.
I was going to say, you're really, really confident, Mr. DM, who just gave me the...
If you do, I know how it works.
Okay, perfect.
Does it say anything about the box?
I'll look at the box. I mean, honestly, at this point, too, I've asked Handy to try to open the box, and I've tried to open the box.
Oh no!
Oh God, was it waiting for me? Was this like a?
These are the goggles that you got from Richard, right?
Yes, the glasses from Zelos or whatever, from Stone,
from Owen Stone, whose mystery was not solved in season 1, which I thought for sure would happen, but
I think they're pretty nice.
They are very nice.
I was talking about the people, not the glasses, but both.
The glasses look at the object and question marks everywhere.
The glasses don't even know.
It says extraplanar device. Purpose unknown.
That's not good.
This
is a thing from another plane, or can be from another plane. I don't exactly know how that works. I went, by the way, Madam Headmistress, keeper of the things. Remember those?
Fuck? No, hold on. Hold the fucking phone for a second.
I was told by a little voice in my head, in a very weird ruin of a very weird place with husks of people and holes in dimensions rent by some people, that there were journals linked to this place with a lot of knowledge, and that I had heard they were taken by someone, and I had heard that someone was with you. Was you, not was with you. I mean, you're always with you, but you have journals that have to do with extra dimensional interplanar beings, and we weren't even mentioned to this. I cannot collectively
words
put together
are hard right now.
Because I have been sitting on this for so long. I mentioned it once when we were on that trip with that interesting, I don't remember what her class was, but that wild magic sorcerer, that one. I mentioned it once in passing, and I haven't mentioned it since then, but now that we're talking about school stuff, this seems kind of important.
Yeah, from that mishmash of bullshit words, is he talking about the journals that I have?
What?
Yes, he is talking about the journals that you have from when you met Sips.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, I've got those.
And you didn't tell anybody about them. You realize that place was falling apart at the seams when we got there, right? There were beings that were husks. Their souls had been, like, eviscerated from their bodies.
I mean, that sounds like your thing.
And it was. And I stayed there and I tried to study them, and I don't think Puck ever told me what I found. And then it exploded and I landed outside. But
yeah, I've got the journals. I read through them.
And
well, I don't remember what they said.
Oh God.
It was
sacrilege.
It was like a month ago, man, that I read that.
You retain, like...
Yeah, I guess they're pretty cool, whatever.
I've got them propping open, like, my bag of Doritos back in my room.
I mean, it was no Harry Potter, but I mean...
Yeah, it was fine.
Didn't keep me riveted till the end. Main characters... Like,
I skimmed it.
Okay, well, can you put them somewhere where we can all skim them? I promise not to put them in my book, because I assume they're school property, because...
Yeah, I assume there's a lot of stuff in your book that was school property.
That is not true. What's that? No. The only...
Not this school, anyways.
Yeah, I took some stuff from Candlekeep, but that guy was trying to become a lich. And, oh, man, I'm really hypocritical. Anyway.
Oh, my God.
He's coming to grips with some shit.
He finally realized. I can't even believe it.
I finally realized. Okay, look. Point being, I need to read those at some point because they have to do with something that was going on there. And that... we should probably figure that out, because from what I gathered, there were tears in dimensions and things we shouldn't be messing around with, and like deities that when you know too much about other dimensions, eradicate you.
I don't stop talking. And she just takes out and puts just sits the journals on his lap.
You've had these? I will read these in the cart ride home and whatever.
Gilbetta remembers what was in them. I don't, because it was a month and a half ago. But
right,
she's probably got a notebook at home that's got some notes that she might have taken or something.
Yeah, you remember things like don't trust Phyrexians, never allow a Phyrexian to know where your home plane is.
I remember the Phyrexian thing was real important.
What is anyway, I haven't read them yet, so okay. Well, I mean, while we're fully disclosing things here in the middle of the street, not doing what we came here to do, Dan gave me a weird book during Christmas, which I quickly tucked away. But I didn't even know he had it, but I thought did y'all find it? And I pull out the nature. He said the nature of the hand, but I'm assuming he gave me the book that was called The Nature of the Hand and the Eye, because that's what it was originally called, unless it was two books.
It was one book.
So yeah, it's The Nature of the Hand and the Eye, and I was like, this is super fascinating. I've been leafing through it, but
I'm gonna be honest. You're gonna learn this. Redan just kind of takes things and doesn't really say anything about it.
Oh well.
So I don't know where it came from.
Interesting.
Never knew he had it.
I haven't gotten to give it a full reading, which I'm super excited about. I mean, we have the eye hidden somewhere. I mean, if we find the hand, then maybe we can.
Maybe we don't find that. Maybe that's not a thing. It's hidden for a reason.
Well, here's the thing, though.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's hidden for a reason.
And it's like
you are one of those reasons.
And it's like that moment. And I want to be very clear with the tone of this, because this would be seen as super fucking disrespectful if it was taken wrong. But it's like that very gentle, like where you take somebody by the face, where you're just like, listen, it's me, and it's a hand, and it's undead. I'm gonna find it. Like, and I can't help myself. And it's just that kind of pleading, like,
I have a problem.
But here's the thing.
Is there an NA? Does somebody know if there's an NA meeting anywhere? Necromancers Anonymous meeting anywhere?
Listen, though, here's the thing. I'm going to read this in depth because, as far as I know, as cool as Vecna might be in some aspects, I'm pretty sure he's super duper evil, which is not cool and is not okay. And that gives necromancy a bad name. So these are connected to him from the little bits that I've gleaned and common knowledge. And I think I might be able to find out a way to get rid of them. Maybe like for real. Because the issue therein lies that they seem to keep cropping up. People have been like, oh, we got rid of that forever ago, and then there they are again. So would you rather it be somewhere lost to time until someone else finds it, takes it, becomes evil, and then, wreaks havoc upon everything? Because trust me, it can. Or would you rather me be actively trying to find a way to destroy them, knowing that I am super into necromancy? I can already tell how this sounds, but still, you're kind of like my plan B. Because, like, I know that I'm going down some weird paths here, so I'm just kind of unloading it all on you, and I'm so sorry. But, like, you're the cleric. So, like, you get to know everything I'm doing so that one day, if it goes wrong, you're already poised behind me with a smite in hand, and I don't have to worry that I ever actually hurt anybody. So it's like, it's a good deal, right? You get to smite evil if it comes, and I get to try my best not to let it happen. I want to believe that necromancy can be good, and I do, but like,
I don't believe that.
I
want to believe that you're good. More and more, it gets harder and harder every day.
No, see, that's the thing. Like Handy's good. I mean, what happened when you looked in there and you looked at Handy? Because you cast Detect Good and Evil. Is Handy evil?
I don't know, Sean.
I will say, you did tell me he's been changed. That's what the necromancer
The last time I cast that spell on him by the river, he was flagged as evil.
Yeah.
With
that was after I talked to the necromancer. We removed the scrying magic with the little thing I wrote on him. You're not evil. You're not evil. Are you? Are you evil? You'd tell me if you were evil.
Well, you still have your Detect Good and Evil up, and it's very slightly good now.
Oh my god. Well, I'm not telling Penn that.
Oh, come on. Oh, it doesn't matter because Skylar knows. Anyway, so you're not evil. It's fine. I put him back in my hat, and I'm like, look, necromancers have been evil. There are a lot of them. And so, like, I'm fighting an uphill battle here trying to prove that cliche wrong. So, but I'm also scared. And I will openly admit that to you because, like, I know there are a lot of things that can, like, influence someone, like the voices in your head that happen from time to time. But sometimes it's a patron, and then sometimes it happens when you're in ruins and you don't know what it was. So, yeah, that was weird. But
Can you hold on, back up? What?
I don't know. I was in a weird place and a voice said something. It only happened once. It wasn't like a consistent thing. He's never talked to me again, but he was like, find the journals, read them, something, you know.
Yeah, well, Redan's head was only invaded once, but that once continued and kind of fucked everything. So
can you do the thing that Laurel Silverhand did and see if there's anything like attached to me other than my patron? Although I'd see it when I went into the ethereal plane. Like, I go there, I'm a frequent flyer to the ethereal plane. It's no big deal. So I think I would know if I was, you know, it infected with other gods. I'm a one god kind of man. Two in the case of yours, because, you know, the moon goddess. Between you and me, the moon's really pretty, and I've always liked that. But, like, you know, I'm not a big god person other than, like, you know, mine. So I try to limit myself. I don't.
Well, first of all, it's about way more than the moon with Selene.
Is the moon Selene? I've always had that question.
No.
Oh, how does that work?
But the moon and the tides are all connected.
I know. That's so fascinating. Like, when I was in school, like, I did go to school. I can't remember if I flunked out or if I just, you know, had my mind completely eviscerated and split in two. And then, you know, my grades kind of trailed off. Don't know why. But I do remember, now that I have all my memories back, that, like, I learned about that, and that's so cool.
That makes me think we need to devise some sort of placement test
for people coming into the school.
Students.
I feel like I should have a degree before I'm a professor.
You have to pass the test first.
Wow. Okay. I'd like to think I would.
You just told me that you couldn't remember if you flunked out or not. Why would I give you a degree if you can't even remember if you flunked out?
Because I can teach ethics. Because I'm good.
Can you though?
I don't know.
Because your ethics are a little skewed.
Okay, I can teach necromancy. I can sure as hell do that. If there's anything I'm good at. Now, I do, hey, this is important. Speaking of placement tests, I'd like to think we found a picnic table.
I'm imagining this unfolds as you guys are just walking through the streets of town.
Yeah.
And eventually I'm just going to interrupt you and tell you that it's the Flintstones, right? You just keep going past the same thing while you're talking.
Yeah.
I want to devise an ethical placement test if I ever do teach necromancy, because I do not wish to teach just any rando who wants to learn this skill set, because, you know, it can be used for evil and it tends to attract a certain crowd for some reason. So, like, I was going to work with Guy because he seems to be good with people and I love him. And he seems to know people. So I wanted to work with him on some kind of placement test that really you couldn't lie on, that it would really see through and, like, see what people's motives were. And if they did not pass, they would not be taught by me, because I'm not into doing that. Don't want to make any more bad in this world. So see, I'm putting things in place so that problems don't arise.
Problems will still arise.
And that'll happen no matter what, though. We can only do what we can.
We'll figure it out. And as we, like, can we just go?
Okay. Are you? Yeah. Okay. He didn't die, probably. We would have found the body. It's not like they were eating them out there.
Well, I guess we're about to find out. And Gilbetta starts off towards the Baron's house.
All right. So you get up to the Baron's house, and there's an armored-clad individual waiting out front. And he says, I am Aaron.
Oh, God. Here we go.
The head patron for the Baron McLaren. What business do you have here?
Pleasure to meet you, Aaron. I'm Gilbetta, the headmistress of the Avalon Knights Academy. This is my cohort, Penn and Wright. We have come to inquire on potentially the whereabouts of one Darius McLaren.
Very well. The Baron McLaren is currently accepting guests. It'll be a small errand, but I, Aaron, the head patron for the Baron McLaren, will go notify him of your arrival.
Hey.
Thank you.
And then doors open back up, and he goes, you may come inside. And he leads you to a hall, and the Baron McLaren is in the hall, and he is seated in a chair, ready to accept you as guests. He says, hello, I am Darren McLaren, formerly the Barbarian, but now the Baron.
Hello, Gilbetta of Avalon Knights Academy.
Ah, yes.
Penn Wright of the Avalon Knights Academy. They told us to acquire therein.
So, as you might know, Darius came to the academy to become a student.
Darius. Which one was that? That was the... I have a lot of kids. Help me out.
In my brain, to Gilbetta, I'm just like, this is off to a great start.
There's a couple. Was he the one... I want to say half-elf? He wasn't a centaur, was he?
No, he definitely had two legs.
He was not a centaur.
He was green.
Oh, the green one.
Oh, that's right, because he looked like fucking...
Likes machines.
He looked like Spike from Duck.
Oh my God. Wow, we are really honoring this fallen comrade.
Right, the one that looked like Spike from Doug. That's the one. So I imagine you've come to tell me about his progress.
Oh. Actually, there was...
And just as you're about to say it, Darius McLaren walks into the room.
What?
Headmistress Gilbetta. You've come to deliver my honorary diploma as was
No!
best.
Clearly you left!
In my brain, to just show that, I'm just like, I told you.
Did he now?
Oof. We have to fight a Baron.
We came here because I thought that you had died honorably in battle fighting with us. And so I came to inform your father and give our condolences.
You could have died honorably in battle?
That's exactly like all he has to say.
Do you imagine what that could have done for your resume? I would have killed to have died honorably in battle when I was your age.
Father, please understand, it wasn't impressed upon me that there would be a battle before I had even finished enrolling in the school.
Okay, look, the whole reason you go to adventuring school is they teach you to fight.
Right, and I had yet to take any of those classes, so it didn't seem quite appropriate for me to be...
Start in the deep end, that's how I did. My father, the great O'Brien McLaren.
He's
Why,
just like
he'd been fighting since the day he was born. He was born with a maul in his hand and a severed head in the other one. Things started out a little bit well when he was born, but then he had to learn to fight right away. Took on legions of ninjas.
They're ninjas.
But it's like she's like, Baron, I'm terribly sorry to have clearly wasted your time. I was coming here because I thought that he had died in battle, and I was coming to give you our condolences. But he's clearly fine, and he clearly fled from the scene. I don't.
Well, thank you for sharing. I believe I'll be sparing this McLaren. Although, he'll have to do some making up for this fibbage. Perhaps we'll find a different track for him. Maybe he can go to business school.
Father, please.
I'd like to run
so boring.
An insight check.
I'm looking pleadingly in Penn's direction.
Well, yeah.
You're the only one who hasn't torn into yet.
Well, that's the thing. I was looking because I saw him looking like this. And being the kind of person I am, I just wanted an insight. But if it's clear that he's just like upset, I'm just gonna in my brain say to Gilbetta, be like, I don't know this kid, but I mean, he clearly he is a kid, right? Like, I'm 25, but
yeah, he's basically a kid.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I don't know.
He's slightly younger than you. He's like freshman.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm like, I don't know this kid, but like, I mean, he doesn't look like he was ready for that, and that's a big commitment. We should probably cut him some slack and like say something good about him.
While he's doing that, while you guys are saying this in his head, he's like, yeah, I'm going to send you to business school. It's not going to be the good one that you wanted to go to. It's going to be the crappy one, Baldur's Gate, where they don't even have a shopping district.
Can I respond to Penn?
Yes, yeah. I have the line of communication.
It's the party line, so you just talk in each other's heads.
Father, I'm so close, though. If you just, I'm telling you, this is a worthy investment.
You were close to dying honorably, and you fucked off. So, I mean, and then you lied to your dad, who totally remembered who you were and which one you were. And you, clearly, this is not the life for you. I thought maybe it would, make some corrections in your character.
His dad's got a point.
You what? This is but he's getting, can't you get like ream him, like what is the phrase, ream him a new one? I don't remember the phrase anyway.
Okay, but
tear him a new one.
Tear him a new one.
His dad has a point. Like,
yeah, but look at this. That guy does not need to be in business school. I mean, look.
He doesn't need to be in adventuring school either.
No, it looks like it looks like he could work with some engineers or something. I don't know. Maybe work with like a blacksmith. Maybe I can't. Does he an alchemist? I can't tell. Like I
feel like he's more of a Wendell Gearstrip type.
So like mad scientist.
Look.
Gilbetta, you do remember before he slipped away in battle, he fired off 2 miraculous exploding arrows like within a second of each other.
She's like presumptuous that you think I remember.
He can do stuff.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of cool shit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Look, how hard would it be for us to lie? I mean, really, what do we owe this Baron?
What do we owe Darius? He left.
I mean, right now we're getting him in trouble for no reason. All he did was leave and try to go home, and now he's gonna have to go to shitty business school in Baldur's Gate.
Oh,
have you been to Baldur's Gate?
You act like you are so high and fucking dude.
I picture there's just all these motions going on between the two of them while they're doing this. And partway through you guys' mental argument, he says, "No, it's going to be the school at Baldur's Gate where they don't even have a shopping district, and nobody's going to listen to your crazy pitches unless the good headmistress here has got any ideas why this McLaren should be going somewhere else."
Is it possible to mentally nudge someone?
I suppose you just mentally say poke, poke, poke.
That's about right.
If you don't stop poking me in my mind, I'm gonna stab you.
In your body.
and Gilbetta's like, look, it was a high stress situation. We already have some people that are going through trials. If Darius is still interested in the academy, potentially we could come to some sort of arrangement. But he would have to prove himself. This is not, he's already got a strike against him.
But Mr. Gilbetta, I assure you, I am prepared to prove myself quite useful to the academy. I've been developing a very interesting item for quite some time.
Yeah, very interesting item in the brain.
You've seen the boy's items at work. Does he have any real talent for this kind of thing?
I mean, there were some exploding arrows that were great.
I think just then a mechanical bulldog comes running from around the corner and sort of sits down next to him. And then it probably recognizes Gilbetta at least.
Oh.
And goes over and sits at her lap. Or,
is that some weird second version of Chadwick?
Oh, this is at least the 18th version.
That was another reason that I thought you were dead. We found the shell of Chadwick.
Chadwick's core of his being and memories live within his power crystal, not within the mechanical body he is inhabiting at the moment.
And Penn is just like full scholar mode. He's just like leaned down and he's like, that is fascinating. So you're able to put memory and this it clearly has personality. Is this a soul, or is it how in the world did you manage this?
Religion and philosophy are not my specialties, but the technology is similar to that of a warforged. I know you yourself have quite autonomous warforged at your keep. I met him, MT1, quite a fascinating creature.
Yes, his construction is very different from anything I've heard of, though.
I would say so.
Yeah, maybe you could tell us more.
This is a little bit outside my expertise. Do you know of a better place where this boy could go to get set straight here?
Look, I have an idea. I don't think we initially reinstate him as a student. I think he has to earn that right back. But we can start with potentially some sort of internship or apprenticeship with our on-campus engineer, Wendell Gearstrip.
Wendell Gearstrip? He's part of your faculty?
Yes, he's part of the keep.
If I had known this, I would have been much more excited about enrolling. And he pulls out from his pocket a little, sort of what looks kind of like a pocket watch, but it has like Wendell Gearstrip sort of brand on it.
Nice. The pocket watch has like unnecessary blades on it.
And he presses the button and it like it turns into basically like a ninja star.
Yeah.
We can set up a meeting with Wendell and we can see what Mr. Gearstrip has to say about potentially taking him on.
And in Gilbetta's mind, I'm like, do you trust me? Because I have some input that might help further your cause here.
The fuck are you doing?
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
It's not a yes.
It's too late. I'm doing it.
I will, as they sort of space out weirdly again. I will kind of move over to my father and whisper to his ear. Wendell Gearstrip is an extremely talented engineer. I could learn quite a few things that could help expand your adventuring enterprises.
Oh, okay. And then really quick, it like a flash, and you've probably never experienced this, so this might be a little weird, but in Darius's brain, I'm like, this is all bullshit, just bear with me. And I step forward and I'm like, and I get like that gruff tone in my voice, like when you're talking to someone who you know is just like that masculine. It's just like,
I want to hear what Penn sounds like when he does.
I'm an adult.
I would like 2 tickets to the R-rated movie, please.
Yes.
and sir,
Are you 2 halflings in a trench coat?
let me tell you, we have in our staff one of the toughest bugbears that have ever walked the Sword Coast. Ogbok the Manslayer. And if you don't think he'll straighten your son out, then I don't think anybody can. I don't know why I'm Jet now, but that's what
I was about to say, you're Jet all of a sudden.
His adult version is Jet.
I knew it. They're all just reincarnations of the same.
They are.
Multiverse theory. Anyway.
All right. Well, Darius McLaren, you can go intern with this Wendell Gear, whatever. See if you can turn your little toys into something useful.
Thank you,
And
Father.
you can thank the headmistress for this this boon. And
Thank
maybe
you, Gilbetta. I assure you, I will not let you down.
maybe next time you get a chance to die honorably, maybe you do it for the family.
That would be a nice change.
Wrong with y'all.
I gotta shoot back like a what the fuck? I thought you were a reasonable person. Look at her, but that's fine.
No, not she's saying that to you, saying I won't let you down.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I was responding to.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, don't worry, I'm a necromancer. I'll bring you back.
And I just look at my father. Yes, Father, I will be sure to die at the first opportunity.
Good boy. Do you need more fighters?
Did you have something in mind?
Well, Darius's sisters, Sharon and Karen McLaren.
I thought we established that all my siblings were named after adventurers.
Oh, were they?
That's what I said, at least.
Oh,
This
okay,
is
look.
these are the family
Look,
names.
yeah, look, and they made these. We got to find a Sharon. And look, I went for the rhyming first, and we'll work it out later.
No, it's fine. Okay, I'm just letting you know that you now have to invent famous adventures with these.
Oh no, look, I'll come up with them. Don't worry about it. That's on me. They're a bit rowdy. They like a good scuffle. Do you think you could have some use for them? Get them out of my hair.
And you want to put them in mine?
Well, maybe you could direct them in a direction that is not wrecking my house.
We could always let oh god, there's so many names. Marcus Phoenix. We could let him and Team Growl kind of nurture whatever's going on there.
I just
says,
I don't hear that, but I say, oh yes, Sharon and Karen might also be excellent for the or both of them would also be excellent for the barbarian tribe if that program's established.
Gilbetta says, well, I could potentially work this in, but seeing as how I'm doing you a favor, the Academy would never turn down a generous donation or stipend.
And can you open
You can see
this
Darius
box for me?
Darius was about to say something, and then as soon as you realized this was to extort his father, he shut up.
Do you really ask him to open the box for you?
I'm imagining he's like some big, huge dude.
Yeah, no, he's like a big dude.
I've got a pickle jar and I can't get it open. Actually, he never told me. I tried to open it. Did it open? I'm assuming not.
In thousands of years, nobody thought to ask a strong dude.
Yeah, right?
It was just all these fucking necromancers trying. That's impossible. Nothing could open this. I pushed, I pulled. I don't know.
It's a mystery for the ages. Dost thou even lift, Sir Wizard?
Oh, it's a shirt. That is a t-shirt. Dost thou even?
Oh god.
I'm gonna play. I said I would play a necromancer wizard with the strength stat as his biggest stat, so he could carry around his own coffin, and I will do it one day.
Okay. In the meantime, are you asking him to open this pickle jar for you?
Don't.
I feel like I said. I feel like when it was like as Gilbetta was like, and we need a boon from you. That she's like, as she was saying, we need a generous donation. I in chorus was like, can you open this for me?
He says, that looks kind of gross. I don't know. I'm not going to touch it.
And Gilbetta kind of like pushes Penn's hands away, like, put the box up. Put the fucking box up.
But I'll send my daughters over with a little something for the school. Just send me a message when you're ready for proper enrollment.
Perfect. We are in the process of doing some restructuring currently before we get started for the school year, but we will be opening soon.
All right. And just try to keep Sharon and Karen away from the liquor.
Good to know.
Give me a couple of backies.
Yes. They're rowdy drunks.
I'm just imagining Lilith and Redan as a person.
Yeah. And Gilbetta, like, no questions asked, says, Darius, pack your things. We leave at dawn. You're coming back with us. And it's not a question.
Very well, Headmistress.
And then she says, very nice doing business with you. There.
Good to see you guys are back in operation.
Yes, I suspect that things will be running at full sail soon.
Well, you have shown great dignity as administrator. And I, Darren McLaren, the barbarian who became a baron, extend my hand to you in gratitude.
Thank you.
And he gets out and reaches out his and it's this giant, hairy, callous mitt that he reaches out to you, shake your hand.
Gilbetta does her best to not visibly react to that.
Is it like as big as Gilbetta? Like, how is this hand?
It's like it wraps around her whole forearm for the shake. He's a big dude.
And like, I forgot to turn off Awakened Mind. So Gilbetta just hears Penn and like, God, can you imagine if that was a crawling claw? Like, geez.
And Gilbetta like, she shakes his hand and she kind of does like a light kind of.
Somewhere in the afterlife, Kashana was very proud of you.
And
wait, oh my God. I actually physically walk up to Gilbetta and whisper in her ear, and I'm like, just like, and it's like that I want. Look, what I want is this cinematography to be just like from an outside pan. You just see Darren McLaren listening to this, and that's what he hears, and then Gilbetta says what she'll say. But for this, I have to tell you, I'm like, wait, if you get him to make you an honorary baroness, then that means that whenever you turn into a bear, you'd be a baroness. And this is all whisper.
And she takes one finger and just
like Penn needs some education on basic political structure.
Penn's brain doesn't keep any of that information.
I gathered that. I think this was all lost in the split.
What you just asked was that if Gilbetta would marry this man.
Yeah.
Yes. That somewhere Nepothin. What was it?
Nepothin True.
Nepothin True. He's the one with this information. He's got
he's got that
in-depth understanding of how baronies work.
He's sitting in the bar somewhere like, man, what am I gonna do with this baron information? I don't need all this hierarchical.
Meanwhile, Penn's like, so he could just like
be one.
It's like a deputy, right? You're a baron.
That's the jet coming out.
Yeah, deputize me.
Can I
be your deputy baron?
She literally just and like pushes him away, and then after she does the little curtsy thing, she walks out and I don't know, she names off, we'll be staying the night at, I don't know, some random, probably the Inn of Egneh or something like that.
All right.
Egneh Inn.
Can't get a niff.
Can't get a
Come
new.
on. No, it's called Come On, Egneh.
God damn it.
Darius is going to, once they, turn to leave, Darius will wait I imagine Darren probably, waits to see somebody walk out the door because he's that kind of type, but then it takes about 30 seconds for him to have completely lost interest in the situation. So Darius kind of waits for that moment just quietly, and so he can see all right, he's distracted by something else now, look, and follows them out.
Okay.
Excuse me, Headmistress Gilbetta.
Oh, I don't exist, and I do that and walk off. Like I'm in earshot, but I just kind of walk to the side, like, okay, fuck me then.
You child.
I'm exactly that.
I know. She turns, she's like, yes.
Well, first of all, thank you for your concern in feeling obligated to report the news of my assumed demise. But frankly, I don't feel like I was in the wrong here.
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, what justification do you give for expecting me to defend with my life a hotel that I had stayed at for 2 days when they apparently had invited an army of giants upon themselves?
So I guess expecting someone to honor an agreement was too much to ask.
I'm not sure which agreement you're referring to. If you're referring to my signing on to this academy, then I would consider that agreement null and void based on the fact that it was made under false pretenses. You did not inform me that there were horrible armies of deadly things coming to destroy the keep.
Oh, wait, did he... And this is me talking to Gilbetta, because for a moment I'm shocked, because I wasn't going to say anything. I was not going to say anything, but I'm like, wait, did he sign the agreement and then left?
It wasn't the agreement you signed. It was a student.
Yeah.
I
Did
know.
we even sign a thing? I don't remember. I think we did. I'm just assuming we did because you said we did.
Yeah, I think we
We'll
did.
just say we did. But it was a enrollment form. It wasn't a ownership like you have.
And at that point, but yeah, that's what I'm asking Joe. But I'm like, oh, did he sign the paperwork and then left?
Yeah, he was enrolled at the time.
Oh, it's kind of like this moment of, it's like I'm not trying to step on Gilbetta's toes, but I also want to say this. So I'm just trying to talk, like looking at her as I say this to make sure she's not like, I'm trying to do something. But I'm like, I don't know how to explain this, but from my understanding of what the academy is, whether you're staff or student, once you are in, and you are part of something much bigger than any individual, which means signing on, even as a mere student, is a lot bigger of a commitment than one may know. And maybe it was not expressed to you well enough. Maybe it's not something that paperwork alone can truly establish, but I personally don't blame you for leaving, given that circumstance. However, I will tell you that no one at the academy will look at it that way. It's not that simple. So while I tell you as an individual from one former student to another, I do understand why you left, but I will tell you that most will tell you that once you sign on, you stay, or you tell them that you cannot fight and you do not fight, or you do not come at all.
Are you suggesting, Mr. Wright, that I do not return with you?
I'm suggesting that you heavily weigh what you're looking for. And I'm actually going to, and it's not like mad, I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to turn and start walking in the direction of wherever we're staying. And there's just a slight little like nod towards Gilbetta as I walk off.
And Gilbetta, like, she takes a step backwards and she says, you must also remember there's a difference in abstaining from battle and fleeing, never to let anyone know where you've gone. And she takes a step backwards and then turns and walks away and follows Penn.
All right, after doing that, I guess he'll speak to you back. Very well, mistress. I hope that you will remember there is a difference between an adventuring company and an adventuring academy.
She says, and we are both. And then she casts silence in the area where you're in and keeps walking.
And he's like, he gets a look on his face like he's about to say something real clever, and I'm glad you do that because I didn't have anything real clever to come back with.
Oh, good.
That's good. That's perfect. And thus, Gilbetta's obligation fulfilled. Penn learns a little bit about administration and acquires a cool new toy. And Darren McLaren is left to decide his future.
Darius
McLaren is left to decide his future. And more students have been added to the roster, which we will meet in the season 2 when the school gets into full swing. That was a short excursion based on our main campaign, which you can catch every Monday and Sunday on Twitch. And you can watch the episodes as they're uploaded on YouTube. Be sure to check out the playlists. And there are probably some links in this area over here. Have a look there. Be sure to give us a like and subscribe and comment down below if you want to know anything about future shows or you just want to give us a hi, how's it going? And until next time, thanks for watching.